Good, glorious morning, everyone. I've been thinking about the midlife soul. During the first half of life, you lived to please others and lost yourself. The second half is about rediscovering yourself to fully live and serve others. Good, glorious morning. Once again, I have a little bit of a technical issue, but we're going to keep it going today. So stay with this. I have two poems for you this morning. I want you to take them with you. We have TikTok Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We're on LinkedIn. And I say, unexpectedly discover authentic inspiration. Authentic. Think about that word, authentic. Think about it. It has more relevance today amongst some other words that we hear. Artificial. Artificial this, artificial that. How about like authentic? And that means what is real for you. So we're going to do a little bit of a restart here so I can get myself set up here on Facebook because it looks like there was an issue. So let me get that going and we'll be right back. TikTok, you stay with me. All right, we are back. For some of you who are just joining for the first time, I want to start with this quote. During the first half of life, you lived to please others and lost yourself. The second half is about rediscovering yourself to fully live and serve others. Type in the comment if that resonates with you. Good morning. My name is Austin James Haynes. Welcome to Morning Coffee and a Poem. Unexpectedly discover authentic inspiration, not artificial, authentic. And that means, what does that mean? It doesn't even mean what I'm going to say today. It doesn't even mean the poem. It doesn't even mean the quote. You know what's authentic? You know what is unequivocally, without a doubt, authentic? And that is what rises up in you. In you. What rises up in you from the depth, and you say, that's me. That rings true for me. I don't care what you say, guy. I don't care about your fancy poems. I care what is rising up in me. And maybe I have been squelching it. I have been suffocating the soul. I've been suffocating my heart and soul for trying to prove. The first half of your life, you lived to please others and you lost yourself. But the second half is going to be about rediscovering who you really are, your quintessence, the purest part of you. That is what needs to happen. So maybe we'll get some of that today, but in the quest, we cannot quit. I have a poem for you. Get your coffee. This is morning coffee and a poem. So if you don't have the coffee, what are you drinking out of? You have your mug, your tumbler. Do you have your favorite mug? I want to see photos of your tumbler. Get free, stay present, move forward. Get free, stay present, move forward. Let me jump into the poem for those of you that are on a schedule, and then I'll hang out after. Here we go. This is a poem on quitting. Here we go. How much grit do you think you've got? Can you quit a thing that you like a lot? You may talk of pluck. It's an easy word. And where you go, it's often heard. But can you tell a jot or a guess just how much courage you now possess? You may stand to trouble and keep your grin, but have you tackled self-discipline? Have you ever issued commands to you to quit the things that you like to do? And then when tempted and sorely swayed, those rigid orders, have you obeyed? Don't boast of your grit till you've tried it out, nor prate to men of your courage stout. For it's easy enough to retain a grin. In the face of a fight, there's a chance to win. But that sort of grit that is good to own is the stuff you need when you're all alone. How much grit do you think you've got? Can you turn from joys that you like a lot? Have you ever tested yourself to know how far with yourself and your will you can go? If you want to know if you have grit, just pick out a joy that you like and quit. It's bully sport and it's open fight. It will keep you busy both day and night. For the toughest kind of game you'll find is to make your body obey your mind. And you never will know what is meant by grit unless there's something you've tried to quit. That's a poem by Edgar Albert Guest, migrant from England to the United States in the early 20th century, wrote that poem on quitting. The poem has a couple different layers. It has a dual meaning. Let me say good morning to our audience. Let's see who we have. We have Duchess DJ Love, no quitting. Good to see you this morning. Glad you're with us. And then we have folks on TikTok. Let me know you're here. I think we got some comments. I just want to make sure I acknowledge everybody here this morning. Since this is not a podcast, I can really stop and do this. New again, morning, but I'm driving, so I can't pay attention, but I'm listening. Glad you're here, my friend. New again. Great. I love new again, right? Think about new again. Think about that quote I just said. Discovering your midlife soul. And by the way, midlife could be 25, right? When you have that existential crisis. During the first half of life, you've lived to please others. But the second half is about rediscovering yourself to fully live and serve others. You know, who have you tried to please in your journey and lost yourself? Think about that. That's a deep one, right? Sometimes that stuff goes back to our parental relationships and we don't discover it till later. I've had grown men in their 60s crying on the phone to me. Very successful people, very successful, crying on the phone because of a parental thing that was never resolved. And I know many of you have stories, but here's the great news. Are you alive? Are you breathing? We got life. We got a chance. I want to read another another poem to you that's a little bit different, but they weave together. They weave together. This one is a poem. I have a friend that goes to old bookstores and finds old poetry books for me. And I'm a poet as well. My name is Austin James Haynes. I went from a 19-year corporate job, now turned to poet. It's my most passionate work. There's a whole story. Go to my YouTube channel. You can hear the whole story. Just look up Austin James Haynes YouTube. First video at the top, I tell my story. This one's called Our Bias by W.H. Auden. Our Bias. Here we go. The hourglass whispers to the lion's roar. The clock towers tell the gardens day and night how many errors time has patience for, how wrong they are in being always right. Yet time, however loud its chimes or deep, however fast its falling torrent flows, has never put one lion off his leap, nor shaken the assurance of a rose. For they, it seems, care only for success, while we choose words according to their sound and judge a problem by its awkwardness. And time with us was always popular. When have we not preferred some going round to going straight to where we are? So think about the first poem on quitting, and think about this poem, Our Bias. And I'll just cut right to it. I believe we have a bias about ourselves. And like it says in here, which I love, so no matter what time you find yourself, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, it's never too late to become the person you always believed you could be. It says here, yet time, however loud its chimes or deep, however fast its falling torrent flows, has never put one lion off his leap, nor shaken the assurance of a rose. You have been blessed with a complex human brain that is wired, that has meandered into overthinking for survival. And some people have linked survival to their validation in the world. In order for me to survive, I need to be validated by some other party. And we overthink. Let it go. Trust that, like it says in the last line here, when have we not preferred some going around to going straight to where we are? So what it's saying is, as you listen to this video right here and right now, your journey has meandered just like the river. You know why? Because the river, when the river winds, you may think its water finds the path, but the earth's force move and the water shifts and it shifts, but the water keeps going straight. The water wants to go straight, but with forces and energy, it winds and never stops. You want to go straight to where you want to go, but you are going to meander just like the river flows. And just accept that. So your meander is going to be different than mine. When we go up into Google Earth and we look over the river and we see it and we see the beautiful pattern it makes from up above, we don't question how it did it. And just like you, your footprint in this life is going to be as unique as every river's pattern. And though you may question the twists and turns, when you go up and look overhead, it's going to be beautiful. So maybe you need to step out of the narrative and just look at the landscape of how far you've come and realize you are here. And if you are here, there is beautiful work to be done that only you can do. The second half is about rediscovering yourself to fully live and serve others at a transcendent level that is above the noise of the collective masses. And that's where we live. If you're on here, that's where we live. We can stand outside of the noise. We can watch the narratives play out, and we can sit here as a grounding force, staying true to ourselves. For when we do that, we change the world. For when we change our world, we change the world. And each and every one of you has an opportunity to do that today. I'm grateful for you being on here. Hopefully I didn't miss any comments. I'm going to end the main live stream. I'm going to leave TikTok open because I can play some music. We can just let this day unfold, and we can, instead of trying to force our will to rediscover ourselves, It's an opening. It's expansive. It's not, you may think of not quitting as, but in midlife, you need an exhale. You need, so I'm going to end this live stream. I'll be back tomorrow. Please share this. Please subscribe. Do something. I work passionately to provide this content to you. It's authentic. There's too many artificial things in life. We need authenticity. You found it. So let me end this live stream here.